This is a major change in any governor, Republican or Democrat, who's come in and tried to do this much borrowing.
I would agree with you, Tom. I mean,
I'm not saying it's a good or a bad idea, because frankly I don't know, but it just seems like he wants to really make an imprint that he was the transportation governor, that everyone else talked about it. I did it.
Well, he's not going to be able to do it because one, it's over borrowing. It really is borrowing and spending, and he's raiding the cupboards of future governors, and to try to accelerate spending today, and it's frankly money we do not have. One of the proposals he's planned is that we're going to accelerate the receipt of federal money. Well, as I'm sure you have reported, what is happening in Congress right now with the new Republican majority in the House of Representatives, they're proposing cutting back on transportation spending, returning levels to 2008 spending levels.
Taking $150 million right out of Metro even.
So here's the governor planning, you know what, we're going to accelerate receipt of federal funds. We're going to borrow against future federal revenue that frankly may not exist. So it's a very risky proposition. Virginia has enjoyed a tradition of fiscal prudence with both Democratic governors. We balance our budgets. We have enjoy AAA bond ratings. So we really take great pride in our fiscal stewardship.
Pay as you go.
And pay as you go. And what the governor is proposing is a very risky scheme to indulge, in some maybe some short-term benefit but some very long-term problems from a fiscal point of view, and I'm quite confident the Senate Democrats will prevent him from engaging in that risky financial behavior.
Kevin Robillard.
Well, he's pledged not to raise taxes, so what other way do you see, what kind of compromise could be reached to get more transportation funding in without raising taxes? Is there one?
Well, for the period of 8 years while I served in the legislature and worked with Governor Warner and Governor Kane, we proposed a number of transportation solutions, all of which Governor McDonnell and the House Republicans opposed. We proposed any number of plans to address Northern Virginia transportation.
Dedicated sales tax, was it? Or that was one?
That was one of the plans. We had essentially, we worked on trying to identify a reliable source of revenue. Borrowing in and of itself may not be bad as long as you have a way to pay for the debt, the interest, and that's not what the current governor is proposing. We did, over the last 8 years, come up with a financial plan that would identify a sustainable source of revenue to support the borrowing. That was the responsible way to approach it. They defeated it, and now it's up to Governor McDonnell and his Republican Party to come up with a plan that's responsible.
I'm very fatalistic about Northern Virginia traffic. I feel like it's going to always be bad, like Los Angeles traffic. People talk about it as it's always bad, no matter how many roads they do, no matter how many bicycles they buy. It just seems to me that Northern Virginia is doomed because of the policies of the last 35 years.
I don't take that pessimistic of a view. Though I do take Metro now. The traffic frustrates me to a great deal. I'm a little impatient on the roads, but there are a number of concerns that we can't throw up our hands and concede that we're just going to have to put up with this terrible traffic.
Obliterate Arlington and make a big interchange.
Neither is that a good proposal. Arlington's a wonderful place to live and work. And speaking of work, I mean, that's one of the things why we need to address our transportation problems, because in this difficult economy, it's important for us to attract new jobs, new business to Northern Virginia and the rest of the Commonwealth. And transportation is something that people look at, what kind of quality of life and the costs that you incur because of the additional traffic, the public safety concerns that occur because of the additional traffic. So we have to be more optimistic about how we approach this and try to come up with some solutions.
Our guest is